Hi everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book tag. This is the Booktube Backstage tag and I will leave the original creator down below. I can't remember where I found this tag, it's been on my notes app for the longest time, so I don't know where it came from. There are 8 questions, so let's get into it. First question is, what camera do you use for your videos? I use a Canon G7X Mark II. I use this for my sit down videos and for my vlogging videos. Before that I used a Sony something or other. Before that I was using this really awful rectangular kind of handheld thing that wasn't my phone and it wasn't great, and then before that I was just using my webcam on my laptop and that was about 11 years ago, so I've moved on since then. I'm really enjoying the Canon G7X. I think it's a really good camera. I love that it has the flip up screen at the top so I can look into it and it doesn't look too bad if I stare at myself because I hate looking into the lens. It's really good in all sorts of lighting and it auto adjusts. I think it's a really good camera. Second question is, speaking about filming and being your own director, do you have a favourite film director? I am awful with film directors, so the only one I can think of off the top of my head is the guy who did Thor Ragnarok. Can't remember what his name is though. Question number 3 is kind of 2 questions in one. The first one is, what microphone do you use? And I don't use a microphone, I just use my Canon G7X. It does pick up noise in the background a little bit, but for my purposes I think it's absolutely fine. I don't really see the point in hooking up a microphone when the quality is this good. I think if I ever do YouTube professionally, which I don't really want to do, I might pick up another microphone, but for now this will do. And then part 2 of this question is, what program do you use to edit your videos? And I was using Sony Vegas, which I used for absolute years. I think I was probably using that for almost a decade, but now I'm using DaVinci Resolve, which is almost the same as Sony Vegas. It's been likened to Premiere Pro, which I don't own and don't use, I never have used, but it's very, very good. You can do absolutely anything you want in that app and I love it. Question number 4 is, do you remember the first record that you bought or received as a gift? And by record I'm assuming I can say CD for my answer. My first ever CD I think was Shania Twain's album. At least that's the first one I remember going to WH Smith with my auntie and buying, or her buying for me. I think I also got Avril Lavigne's first album fairly early on, so it was one of those 2. I have a feeling it was Shania Twain though. Question number 5 is, how do you prep for your videos? Talking points, a detailed script, or just talking? For me this really depends on the video. For book hauls I don't have a script at all because it's just holding books up, but I do like to have a quick look at the backs of the books to make sure that I know vaguely what they're about, although I don't really like to read blurbs, so it's literally just a quick skim. For wrap-ups I do prep a little bit more. I have to remember my star ratings, my statistics, my feelings about the book, so I do make some bullet points, although it's not a full-on script. For my reviews I script those the most because I want to make sure that I get everything out there, so sometimes I will do a full written review before I record a review because I also have a book blog, so my review goes up on there as well. So sometimes I will use that written review and kind of adapt it a little bit to make it a bit more or a bit less formal and a bit more relevant to Booktube. Or sometimes if I'm not doing a written review, I will just make some bullet points for things I want to talk about. But for reviews, there tends to be a lot of bullet points because I have a lot of stuff to say. Also in terms of prep, I guess I make sure the stuff behind me is clear because the cats like to jump up on here and I have to hoover this cushion a lot. I also make sure that I'm kind of presentable most of the time unless I'm vlogging. Something I have just started doing for my vlog videos as well is I will make a list of things that I would like to do in the vlog or things that I want to take a clip of, because I tend to vlog only when I'm actually doing something like going out of the house, which isn't very often lately. So I like to just quickly jot down some ideas of like shots that I want to take just to make sure that I don't forget to vlog, because I am awful at remembering to vlog. I'll say that I want to do a weekend reading vlog and I often end up with like 5 minutes of clips and then I never end it, or I don't actually end up talking about books, so I'm really bad at vlogging, which is a shame because I do quite enjoy doing it. Question number 6 is, TV shows have become the thing of our time. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Netflix, HBO and Amazon. What is or are some of your favourite TV shows ever? Name a max of 3. Okay, so Spartacus, easily. And then I do not know, I think The Vampire Diaries, just because I have so many good memories of that show. I got into the Vampire Diaries forums when I was 17 and met my best friends on there, and we're still friends to this day 11 years later, and because of that and all the memories that came along with live watching with the community and tweeting and all that, Vampire Diaries is probably in my top 3. I don't know what my third one would be. I'm just looking at my DVDs over there. Maybe Veronica Mars, but that's more for the ship rather than how like amazing I think the show is. Jane the Virgin was also quite good. I don't know about my third one, but Spartacus is easily my first. Question number 7 is, what kind of Booktube videos do you prefer to watch and why? Reviews, wrap-ups, vlogs, book hauls, tag videos. Okay, so in order, I don't watch tag videos very often, which is ironic since I'm doing a tag. I don't mind filming them, but I don't really watch them very often because I do find that a lot of the answers to them are the same, and often I will get the same answers from different videos from that creator, if that makes sense. So if someone's answering bookish questions, then they're probably going to mention their favourite books, in which case I can just watch their favourite books video and get a more in-depth answer. I do watch vlogs sometimes and I enjoy watching them, but they wouldn't be my favourite videos, I wouldn't say. Book hauls, again, I enjoy, but I only watch them if I really like the creator, because often people don't really talk much about the books because they haven't read them yet. And then I don't watch reviews really unless they're either from a friend or they're about a book that I've already read. I don't really watch reviews of books for books that I haven't read yet because I don't want to be spoiled. I want to go into books knowing absolutely nothing, so it doesn't really appeal to me to watch reviews before I've read them, and I'm kind of on Booktube for the discussion part rather than the book recommendations part, if that makes sense. So I want to be able to talk about books that I have already read. And then I love wrap-ups and TBR videos. TBR videos are just so much fun. I love the TBR games that people are doing at the moment, and I just love watching people list out books that they are excited for, even though they can't really go into much detail about them. I love that people are so hyped, and I love that they have so many goals at the beginning of the month. Even if they don't really reach them towards the end, it's still fun. And then wrap-up videos I love because I love hearing people talk about the books more in depth, especially if they're long and lengthy wrap-up videos. I don't really like the short, like 5-minute ones. My friend Jazz does vlog style wrap-ups, and I actually really enjoy those. She starts off the video introducing herself and her reading month, and then she kind of like goes back in time to when she had just finished the books, and then she talks about them right after finishing them. And I think that is such a good way of doing them. If I had the time, I would definitely do that, because I think if I were to talk about the books as soon as I finish them, I would remember more, I would have so much more to say. But at the end of the month, that's not necessarily the case for some books, especially the ones that I found kind of average. So I love wrap-up videos. I think they're so much fun. Don't really watch many challenge videos. What other kinds of videos are there? Oh, the kinds of videos that I do love from Booktube and YouTube in general are the kind of analytical videos, like the kind of experiment videos where people are seeing how certain things affect their analytics and their views and subscribers and stuff like that. I find them really interesting. It's probably because I've been subscribed to Catherine Manning for like 2 years now, and I love her videos so much. I love how in-depth she gets with them, and I wish more booktubers would do them. I was considering doing them myself, but I don't really know what I would talk about at this point, but maybe in the future that would be something that I could kind of dive into. I think my channel would probably have to be growing a little bit faster for me to be able to do that and to properly analyze things, because at the moment I'm gaining about 50 subscribers a month, but that's not really enough to kind of really dive in to these statistics, so maybe one day. And then finally, question number 8 is, watching TV is probably a part of all our childhoods. These years it has become less popular. What kind of media user are you? I watch a little bit of TV, but not all that much. We don't have live TV. We only watch TV either on Netflix, Amazon Prime, those kinds of things. So I get most of my news from Twitter. I'm on there quite a bit, and I would like not to be. And I am on YouTube quite a bit. I really enjoy watching YouTube videos of all kinds, not just Booktube videos. I guess I used to watch a lot of movies. We used to go to the cinema a lot, but now obviously we can't, and I miss it, but I'm not sure I would bother like resubscribing to like a Cineworld card or something. I don't think I would be going more than 4 times a month to make it worth it. So yeah, I don't really know how to answer this question. I don't really watch TV anymore is the gist of it. So those are my 8 answers to the 8 and a bit questions. Let me know your answers in the comments below. Please tell me what you think of any of these questions. I would love to know in particular what kinds of Booktube videos are your favourites to watch, and if they're different to the kinds that you like to film if you are a content creator. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will be back soon with my next one. Bye!